I was staring at a face that wasn't there. It stood in our dark hallway at 2:13 a.m., tall and thin, like a person made of shadow. Where its face should have been, there was only smooth, pale skin. No eyes, no nose, no mouth. It turned its head toward me, like it could still see. Our hallway nightlight washed over it, and the blank place where a face should be caught the light like clean paper. My little brother, Noah, whispered behind me, "Ava, what is that?" The thing lifted its hand. The fingers were long. It pushed its palm flat against the hall mirror. I heard the soft squeak of skin on glass. Then it leaned forward, pressing that blank face to its reflection like it was trying to step through. "Noah," I said, my voice tiny. "Back up, slowly." He clutched my t-shirt. The air felt heavy and old, like the house had stopped breathing. The nightlight flickered. The thing's hand slid down the mirror, leaving a fog print like breath. It turned toward us again. Even without a face, I felt it looking. A floorboard popped by the stairs. Then the power died. Blackness swallowed the house, and something moved fast on the carpet, right in front of us. 2 days earlier, life felt normal. I'm Ava Miller. I'm 14. I live with my mom, dad, and little brother in Cedar Lake, Indiana. We moved into a white house with blue shutters at the edge of town. It's the kind of place with a basketball hoop over the garage and a maple tree that drops a million red leaves. Dad says it's peaceful. Mom says it's good bones with weird vibes. I didn't know what that meant until the first night. We were unpacking, and Noah found a small mirror in a cardboard box that didn't belong to us. It had an oval frame, the kind shaped like an egg, carved with tiny vines. The glass was clean, but the back had a strip of old paper stuck to it. In smudgy pen, someone had written, "The thing with no face." Noah held it up and made a spooky voice. "The thing with no face," he said, wiggling his eyebrows. Mom laughed once, then didn't. "Where did that come from?" "Not our box," Dad said. "Probably the previous owners left it in the attic. I'll toss it." But he didn't. That night, the mirror ended up on the hall table, next to the bowl where we dropped keys and lunch money. It looked harmless there, like any thrift store find. I noticed the first odd thing when I walked past it to brush my teeth. My reflection lagged a second behind me. I moved, then the mirror me moved. Not much, just a blink late, but enough to make my stomach dip. I told myself I was tired. New house, new noises, old wiring. No big deal. The second odd thing came at 1:04 a.m. when I heard someone whisper my name in the hallway. Not a loud whisper, a dry one like paper sliding. I opened my door and listened. Nothing. The house made tiny settling sounds. Tick-tick as it cooled. I stepped out anyway. The hall mirror was a darker shape in the dim. I looked at it and saw me, messy hair, big t-shirt, socks. My reflection looked back, and then for one blink, its mouth wasn't there. I flinched and snapped the light on. The mirror showed me again, totally normal. I laughed out loud, the kind of laugh that sounds like you're not sure if you should. "Okay," I said to the empty hall. "I get it. First night jitters." I turned the light off and went back to bed. The third odd thing didn't feel odd. It felt wrong. Saturday morning, Dad made pancakes. Noah and I fought over who got the first one shaped like a heart that looked more like a blob. Mom opened windows to let in the breeze. Everything smelled like syrup and new paint. A low thump sounded above us, like someone set down a heavy suitcase. Dad froze with the spatula. "Raccoons," he said. "Probably," Mom said. "Old houses have visitors." We went up to check. The attic was hot and dusty and held that attic smell like cardboard and time. The light bulb hummed. Boxes were stacked in neat rows. In the corner, on top of a trunk, sat a second mirror. Same oval shape, same vine carved frame, same strip of paper on the back. But this one had fresh ink. The message read, "Return what you took." Dad frowned. "This is a prank," he said. "If the sellers think this is funny, it's not." We brought the second mirror downstairs and compared them. The glass in both looked deeper than normal, like a pond at night. Dad took them out to the garage to wrap in towels. planning to drop them at the donation center. He came back in, wiped his hands, and put pancakes on our plates. We decided to ignore the weird. Ignoring worked until Saturday night. It started with a tap soft, careful on the hall table. I met Noah's eyes across the living room. "Did you hear that?" "Maybe the house," he said, and then came another tap. Not the house. Not pipes. It sounded like a fingertip on glass. Mom and Dad were watching a movie. The TV made colors dance on the walls. The tapping kept time with the movie music, like it wanted our attention. I stood and walked the hallway. The first mirror was back on the table. I stopped. "Dad," I called. "Did you bring this back in?" He paused. "The movie." "What?" "The mirror. I swallowed. It's here." Dad stood, confused. He looked at the table. His face did a quick thing, annoyed, then worried. "I wrapped both and put them behind the bikes," he said. He walked to the garage, snapped on the light, and came back slower than he left. "They're still there," he said. "So what is this one?" My skin prickled. The oval frame sat quiet and pretty. The glass held the room like a puddle holds the sky. I reached out and touched it with one finger. The glass felt cold. Too cold for a warm house. Something like static jumped into my hand. I jerked back. Noah, who is 9 and sometimes braver than smart, leaned in and blew on the glass like you do when you want to draw a happy face. A fog bloom spread across the surface, and a print appeared in it. Not his. Larger. A palm and 5 long finger shapes, pressed from the other side. Noah stumbled back into me. "Nope," he said, his voice squeaking. "Nope, nope, nope." Dad grabbed the mirror, carried out the front door, and set on the porch like it might bite. He closed and locked the door. We stood there, all breathing fast, trying to think of a normal reason for a not normal thing. Mom spoke first. "We'll handle it in the morning," she said. "We'll call the sellers. We'll check with the realtor. Maybe some teen is messing with us." She didn't sound like she believed it. "For now, we sleep." We tried. I left my door open a crack. The house made its soft night sounds. Somewhere outside, a car rolled past. I counted breaths until I drifted off. The whisper woke me. At first, I thought it was my dream trailing after me. Then I heard it again, close to my ear, like someone speaking through a wall. "Ava." I sat up. The whisper came again. "Ava, Ava." It wasn't loud, but it felt heavy, like each sound pressed on my chest. I got out of bed and stepped into the hall. The mirror was back on the table. I didn't scream. I just stared. In the glass, my reflection stood in the same t-shirt, hair the same mess, eyes wide. And behind my reflection, in the deeper dark of the hall, something tall stood where the nightlight couldn't touch it. It leaned closer in the reflection. The closer it came, the more wrong it looked, like a person in a bad costume, like skin pulled tight over a place where a face should be. The blank spot shone softly. Noah's bedroom door opened. He patted out, rubbing his eyes. "Ava," he whispered. "Did you say my name?" "No," I said. "Get behind me." He did. The thing in the reflection tilted its head. The glass fogged like breath again, but we were not breathing on it. The fog turned into letters, like someone writing with an invisible finger from the other side. "Come find me." The house seemed to lean in. The letters faded. The reflection of the hallway was empty again, but the air felt too full, like someone else stood with us, too close. "Noah," I said, "we're waking Mom and Dad." We turned, and that's when we saw it not in the mirror this time, but in our hall. Real, right there, tall, thin, blank where a face should be. It lifted its hand and set its palm on the mirror, like the glass was a door it knew well. The nightlight flickered. The thing started to lean forward, to press itself into its reflection, deeper, deeper, as if it could step through and be somewhere else. Somewhere close. A floorboard by the stairs popped. The nightlight went out. The house dropped into perfect dark, and something moved fast on the carpet, racing toward us as the mirror began to hum.